Hello everyone, today we're gonna make our player move. This is essential if you want to make games and learn user inputs. Following the previous video, we learned about adding force and made the player move just for constant speed, and we learned about time.delta time. And today we're gonna make our player move by controlling it with the keyboard. So stay tuned. So the first thing we're gonna do is selecting our player and dragging the camera into our player. Since we aligned the camera in the previous videos, so the camera is aligned with the player by grabbing the camera and put it inside the player. So now the camera is a child of the player, meaning it will move if we move the player. See, move with it no matter where we move it. So by hitting Control Z, it will undo anything you did right now. So following along, if we press play right now, what we're gonna see is the camera is rotating with the player. So stop this. How we're gonna stop this? So we're selecting the player, we're selecting freeze rotation on the X and the Z. So trying on, see everything worked perfectly. And I'm gonna freeze the rotation on the Y, just for testing and writing the codes. So now we will go to our player movement script, open it with Visual Studio, give it a second. So we will learn about variables today, and variable is basically a box that contains data. So you can put any data inside your variable that you made. So we're going to learn about it right now. And for the data to be stored inside the variable, it's not just text or numbers. You can store anything inside the variable. We're going to learn about it right now with a small example here. So let's say we want to turn this value into a variable. So we're going to make little spaces here. I'm going to write public space float. So float is just we can fine tune our numbers in decimal places if we want to. And now we write our name, or like we explained earlier, a nickname for using it inside our code. So let's make it forward value, for example, or speed, and making it equal to 400. And we have to put F each time we put a float value. Alright, so we'll put the semicolon right here, and now if we highlight this, Control C, and replace this one with speed, and just Control S, save it. Wait a moment. Alright, now pressing play, and it's working. It's working pretty much good. Alright, now if we press on our player, we can find our speed right here. So imagine if we press play right now and we add in a 0, we can change our speed in real time. Of course, if you change anything in the plane mode, it's not gonna be saved, so be careful. Plane mode is only for testing. And we can click right here and drag, and the speed will increase or decrease. Control Z to put it back like it was, and go back to Visual Studio to continue. So we're gonna write right now our first if statement. So we're gonna write if parentheses, open curly brackets, and anything inside the curly brackets will be run or executed if the statement is true. For example, let's say 3 is bigger than 2. This is always right, so inside the parentheses will always run or execute every time the code runs to here. So you can make anything. You can make 3 not equal to 2. Also, this is right. So you get the point now, and we'll start making our game. and we'll write right now input dot get key, and we open a parenthesis, we close it, and inside it we do double quotation and we'll write D. So every time the user press the D button, everything inside the curly brackets will be executed. So let's say rp.add force, open a parenthesis, and let's make something different. We want to make a move on the x-axis, so we put 500 or maybe 400 multiplied by time dot delta time, and close here, put 0 on the y and 0 on the z, and we close this. Why we put 400 on the x-axis? So if you're pressing the player will go right, because we gave him 400 value on the x-axis. If you put minus 400 on the x-axis, it will go left. It's just that simple. So right now we make the player go right by pressing D. If we want to go left by pressing A, we just easy as that. Simply copy this, paste it here, and change button to A and make this a minus. Control S to save. Let's go back to Unity. Now we're testing right now. Player move, if we're pressing D, sorry, if you're pressing A and D, see, it's working perfectly. A little bit reminder, so when you ever place test the game, you have to press play, then press on the game screen, so your input are activated or directly into the screen. So you can test it right now and see how it's worked. Let's go back. So right now we are moving right or left. Maybe it's not fast enough when moving right or left. Let's make our sideways speed into a variable. So we're gonna go public flow, and we can call it side speed equal to 400 f. Okay, and now Control C to copy this, and Control V with the minus. Don't forget the minus in here. Just Control S to save it. Go back to Unity, and we will see it right here, side speed. So if I press play, make the speed 350 and press play, then go sideways speed to 700, it will be flying. Let's press play, right, and try. See, it's much faster than it were before. That's how you can change your speed or manipulate your speed by making them public into variables. Let's change everything back. 400 for this, 400 for this, pressing enter. Now go back to Visual Studio, and just FYI, what we use today is not optimal or perfect for using like jumping or FPS player movement, first person shooter. It's just this for your first game to be a little bit familiar with Unity. Just it's a simple games, like the title say, how to make a simple game in Unity. Alright everybody, this was all for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you like the video, get notification for the next video when we upload it. See you in the next video. And our Patreon link is down below if you want to support. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.